All right, let's escape the ordinary today. We're diving deep into Bellagio and Lake Como, that dreamy Italian spot all over Instagram. Maybe you're even thinking about a trip. If so, you're in for a treat.
More than just a pretty picture, Bellagio. It's where history, art, and nature all come together, captivating travelers for centuries.
We're going to use excerpts from The Ultimate Guide to Bellagio and Lake Como by Italian Soundscape to uncover the best Bellagio has to offer. Local secrets, hidden gems, stuff you won't find on those travel blogs.
It's about going deeper, really getting what makes Bellagio so special. Everything from the best times to go to the must-try foods.
So when's the best time to experience this magic? Well, depends what you're after.
Each season's like a different painting. Spring, for instance, all about renewal and vibrant colors.
Flower enthusiast. Spring's for you. The guide describes Villa Melzi Gardens like a wonderland of azaleas and camellias in bloom. Not just a show, though. The gardens have these neoclassical sculptures by some of Italy's top artists, even a Japanese pond, added in the 19th century when all things Eastern were trendy in Europe.
Spring's also a chance to experience Bellagio without the summer crowds. Wander the streets, explore gardens at your own pace, really soak it all in.
Summers, when Bellagio comes alive, sunshine, energy, perfect for swimming in the lake, boat tours, just enjoying those long, sunny days.
But be ready for crowds, especially July, August. The guide suggests exploring early morning or late afternoon. Avoid the rush, get those golden hour photos.
Good tip. I love those quiet moments, even in busy spots. Autumn brings a different beauty to Bellagio. Crisp air, golden leaves, and that quiet feeling as the summer rush fades.
Autumn is also the time to savor the flavors of the season. Local specialties like chestnut and mushroom dishes, everywhere you look.
And for those who like it cozy and intimate, winter might be your time. Imagine snow-capped mountains reflecting in the lake, peaceful, almost magical.
Just remember, some villas and gardens might have limited hours in winter, or be closed, but fewer crowds and a chance for that quiet Bellagio charm.
We've talked best times, but what about the must-do activities? What really defines a Bellagio adventure?
Can't talk about Bellagio without those historic streets. Winding cobbled paths, hidden stairways, charming shops and cafes, all begging to be explored.
I've always been fascinated by those streets. So many stories, The guide mentions Via Giuseppe Garibaldi, the main street, vibrant atmosphere, charming boutiques.
Now the Cerboloni Steps. Stunning views. Imagine the pictures.
My kind of place, perfect Instagram shot. But let's not forget the nature around Bellagio. We mentioned Villa Melzi Gardens, but there's another impressive villa, Villa Cerboloni.
Owned by the Rockefeller Foundation. Guided tours only. Expansive gardens, winding paths, breathtaking views. Like stepping back in time.
Amazing. And of course, no trip to Bellagio is complete without experiencing Lake Como itself. The guide highlights the many ways to enjoy it.
Public ferries connecting the villages, private boats for a more personal feel. There's something for everyone.
Gliding across the water, sun on my face, wind in my hair, surrounded by beauty. I can picture it.
Magical. And while you're out there, take in the food scene Bellagio has to offer.
We're talking beyond pizza and pasta, right? Ready for some real local flavors?
Absolutely. The Lombardy region has its own unique cuisine, percerezo, polenta tiragna hearty dish with buckwheat and local cheese, even a local wine, Damasceno.
Polenta tiragna, that sounds interesting. And for the adventurous, the guide recommends misultan, sun-dried lakefish, a tradition for centuries.
Might not be for everyone, but it's about that real, authentic culinary heritage. Not just for tourists. It's preserving traditions, offering a taste of the real Bellagio.
Love that. So we've explored the village, the gardens, cruised the lake, tantalized our taste buds. But what about those hidden gems, the experiences off the beaten path?
That's where things get really interesting. Bellagio's full of surprises. Just waiting.
And we'll uncover them right after this. Stay tuned.
Back to our Bellagio adventure.
Deeper into the ultimate guide to Bellagio and Lake Como to find those hidden gems, the off-the-beaten-path things that make this place so special.
We talked about the practical stuff, but now the art of slow travel.
Okay, intrigued. What's slow travel in Bellagio exactly?
Slowing down. Immersing yourself. Savoring it all.
So less about checking things off a list and more about, connecting with the soul of the place.
Exactly. Imagine starting your day, a leisurely breakfast at a local cafe.
Sipping cappuccino, overlooking the lake, village waking up.
Instead of rushing, take your time. Wandering those cobbled streets, the architecture, chat with locals, enjoy the food.
The guide really pushes finding those family-run trattorias and osterias. Authentic, home-cooked food.
That's where you get the real Italian hospitality, the heart of Bellagio.
And just being present, right. Phone away, disconnected, just soaking in the beauty.
That's slow travel. Slow down, tune in, experience the moment.
I'm all about off-the-beaten-path stuff. What's the guide say for those of us who want more than the tourist spots?
Heard of the Greenway of Lake Como?
The Greenway. Tell me more.
Walking path. Winds along the western shore, connects these charming villages.
Escape the crowds, find those hidden coves and beaches.
Bike ride too. Cycling by the lake, fresh air, amazing views.
Feeling more relaxed already. Speaking of unique perspectives, exploring the lake from the water.
The guide suggests renting a kayak or a paddleboard.
Love that idea. Gliding across the mountains around you, the breeze, exploring on your own time.
Peaceful and rejuvenating. You might find a hidden spot, something few tourists ever see.
Bellagio, full of hidden treasures. Art and culture, beyond the villas and gardens.
Museo degli strumenti per la navigazione. History of navigation on Lake Como.
Easy to forget, Lake Como has this whole maritime history. Bet that museum's a unique look into the past.
Absolutely. And for contemporary art and design, the Fondazione Antonio Radi.
Yeah, I know that one. Art Foundation. Exhibitions and workshops.
Yes, creativity and innovation. Established artists, emerging artists.
Okay, slow travel, amazing off-the-beaten-path stuff.
Yeah.
Now, practicalities. What tips does the guide have for navigating Bellagio?
Pack light. Remember those streets, the stairs. Rolling luggage, not your friend.
Right. Backpack or duffel bag, much better. Comfortable walking shoes, too.
For sure. Lots of walking. Oh, and swimsuit, sunscreen, hat if it's warm.
Most people in Bellagio speak English, but learning a few Italian phrases is always good.
Shows respect. Plus, you might have some great conversations with the locals.
The guide also suggests get familiar with the ferry schedule. Main way to get around Lake Como.
Knowing the routes and times will make things so much easier. Maybe a ferry pass if you'll be exploring a lot.
Great tip. Safety. What should we be aware of?
Bellagio is generally safe, but like anywhere touristy, be mindful of your stuff.
Crowded areas especially, right?
Exactly. Don't carry tons of cash. Keep valuables close.
Copy of your passport, important documents, keep those separate too.
And don't be afraid to ask for help. Locals are friendly, helpful.
Covered a lot in this part. Slow travel, hidden gems, practical tips.
Bellagio adventure is not over yet, though. Next, we set sail. Exploring Lake Como, beyond Bellagio, the charming villages, the hidden treasures that await.
Back, ready to set sail for the final part of our Bellagio adventure.
Using the ultimate guide to Bellagio and Lake Como to explore Lake Como, the villages, the hidden gems, beyond Bellagio.
It's amazing. After getting to know Bellagio, there's this whole other world on Lake Como.
Like we've zoomed in on one detail of a painting, and now we're stepping back to see the whole thing. Speaking of masterpieces, the guide suggests Verona first.
Verona, Bellagio's equally charming rival. What makes it special?
Picture this. Colorful houses going right down to the lake. A harbor with fishing boats. And a medieval castle up high overlooking it all.
Sounds perfect for photos. How do we get there from Bellagio?
Quick ferry ride. Scenic too. Amazing views of both villages as you go.
Okay, Verona's on the list. The guide mentions 2 villas in Verona. Villa Monastero and Villa Cipressi. What about those?
Both have incredible gardens down to the lake. Exotic plants, flowers, sculptures everywhere.
I can almost smell the flowers, feel the lake breeze.
And get this, Villa Cipressi, its gardens have this walkway, the Lover's Walk, perfect for a romantic stroll, amazing views.
So romantic. Verona's going to be unforgettable. Where to next on Lake Como?
Tramezzo, home to Villa Carlotta, one of the most beautiful villas on the lake.
Villa Carlotta. The name itself sounds grand. What's there?
Art and beauty. Villa Carlotta has this amazing art collection, Canova, Hayez, all these big names, housed in these really fancy rooms. Then you go outside to these huge botanical gardens, flowers and plants from all over.
Engaging all the senses, art and nature together. I can see myself there, just taking it all in.
In the setting, wow, on a little piece of land jutting into the lake, panoramic views,
Yep.
You'll be speechless.
Okay, Chimezzo and Villa Carlotta must-sees. For something a little more authentic local life, where should we go?
Leno. Laid-back atmosphere, charming piazza with cafes and trattorias, a lovely promenade by the lake.
Sounds like the perfect place to just relax, have a good meal, watch people go by, that relaxed Italian vibe.
Exactly. And if you're into history, Leno has a Romanesque church, ruins of a Roman villa. You can almost feel the history.
History, charm, relaxation. Leno's a hidden gem for sure. Before we wrap up, we can't miss Isola Comacina.
Ah, Isla Comatina, the only island on Lake Como. History and legends.
Intriguing. What makes it so special?
Goes way back, Roman times. It was a stronghold, even its own republic, before being destroyed in the 12th century.
Wow, what a story. What can you see there today?
Explore ruins, churches, settlements. Imagine what it was like back then. Incredible views of the lake, too. And there's a restaurant, Locanda dell'Isola Comacina, famous for its fresh, local food.
Step back in time, plus amazing food. The perfect ending to our Lake Como adventure.
So, as the sun sets on our journey, let's think about what we've seen.
Bellagio's charming streets, stunning gardens, the lake itself, those hidden villages, each with its own charm.
We say goodbye to this amazing part of Italy, but we leave you with a question. What pearl did you discover in Lake Como?
Because everyone experiences a place differently. Lake Como, with all its beauty, history, and culture, has so much to discover.
Whether you're looking for romance, adventure, food, or just peace and quiet in a beautiful place, Lake Como's waiting for you.
Ciao and buon viaggio.
Hey,
May your trip to Bellagio and Lake Como be filled with amazing, unforgettable moments.